Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another glorious weekend in the dungeon. So, it's spooky month, and we are still playing some different games, all spooky, of course. We will be continuing Castlevania and Resident Evil at a later time. I just wanted to get a little bit more variety in here, you know? Because October only gets here once a year, so we gotta be as spooky as possible. So, what we're seeing here is UFO 50. Now, what is UFO 50? First of all, it's one of the best indie games ever created. So, like, if this isn't in your library, you really should fix that. It's available on Steam and Switch. And, what it basically is, it's 50 games, obviously, but it's for an 8-bit console that never existed, by developers that never existed, and it's just a really neat idea. And the 50 games that are in here, it's not like WarioWare, where they're like micro games. These are fully realized experiences. There's racers, RPGs, adventures, whatever you'd call that. But oh man, Rail Heist is such a good game. But it's spooky month. We're not here to play Rail Heist. You can see the ones that are still dusty on them. Like, I've put hundreds of hours into this game, but I haven't even opened half of the games available. But we are here to play Night Manor for the very first time. I see I'm blocking some info. Well, I'll just wait till the game actually starts. Okay. Trapped in a nightmare where you must use your wits to survive and escape. Okay. Confirm and toggle between look and use. Okay, so that's a universal context key. No record, nothing. Yeah, because we haven't played... Oh, whatever. September 1988. Our only game to require a warning text, and the first game directed by longtime designer Greg Milk. Greg Milk never existed. But this is such a fun little bit of, you know, fictitious history. And it stretches. There's lore behind these games and their developers. It's such an amazing game. Y'all should get it. Anyway. I've false started this enough times. Let's just, no, not favorite yet. Start it. Here we go. Get that kid off my ice, you little wankers! Good morning, all. Good morning, Winters. You probably shouldn't have left the party, Amy. Amy was out of line, but then again, she's been going through a lot. Wait, what's that? Oh. I see! So her night's not going great. Ooh, interesting. Also, good morning. Good morning, Kid Plays. Good to have you all. Alright. Let's... So we just... Did we kill that guy? Contains scenes of horror and dread. So good. Where am I? You mutter as you wake up in a strange room. The last thing you remember is driving your car. Oh, I bet he's gonna be stalking us the whole time. And then you hit something in the road. Disoriented, you try to make sense of your new surroundings. Okay. Okay. Now, make sure my audio levels are... Okay. Just looked like the game wasn't coming in. I was like, oh, crap. Alright. Let's see. That looks differently colored. An oxidized metal vent. Okay. An empty ceramic bowl. It smells like old dog food. I see. A simple metal spoon with a flat handle. There appears to be bite marks all over it. Who's putting bite marks in a spoon? You shudder at the realization that you were curled up on this ragged mattress moments ago. Yeah, you're not doing so great. A single bulb casts a yellowish light across the room. It flickers as though it could go out at any moment. It probably will. Can I take the spoon? You take the spoon. It looks like the vent cover can come off, but you can't seem to get a good enough grip on it with your bare hands to pry it off. Oh, well, that must be what the spoon is for. Yeah! Oh, cool. Seems like a Shadowgate sort of game. I hope there are ridiculous ways to die, too. Oh, man, I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, Shadowgate's actually a really good example for the kind of game this is. I see now that the game has started, I'm covering up some pretty important text, so let me just move myself here. That's a better place. Now we can clearly see things. There. The hazards of going into software blind, you know? Damn it, YouTube fucked my name. I guess Alex was too stylish. Yeah, I thought it was Alex, because I recognize your avatar. But, I can read what it is, but... yeah, okay. We got the vent cover off with ease. What's that? Inside the vent is a yellowed piece of paper folded together with a hairpin. You take the folded piece of paper and hairpin, holding it together. Lost his mind. Why? That? Hey, my YouTube name changed. That's interesting. Yeah, and I know who you are, obviously, Winters, so... yeah, I don't know what's going on. It isn't just... no, it's not just you, Winters. It is not just you. I don't know what's happening there. That's just how it's coming to me. Now, I presume we're going to have to use this hairpin on the doorknob. Yeah! You stick the hairpin into the lock and wiggle it around. The hairpin becomes stuck, but you hear the lock click open. A hallway stretches out before you with a staircase at the end. Pale moonlight shines in from a door to your left. Huh. Interesting. A decorative stand with a false drawer. On top is a framed photograph of two children. Framed portrait of a woman in a flowing gown. Okay, that's obviously Mom. The doorway is completely jammed with bags of garbage and broken furniture. The smell is terrible. An unassuming wooden door. It's closed. The wood of this door appears to be infested with some kind of fungus. There are mushrooms growing out of it. Yeah, I see that. The fuck is going on here? Huh. Alright. Can I see in that room before I go in? Loving this soundtrack. This spacious living room might have been a cozy place to relax if you had come to this house on better terms. Yeah, immediately running over a guy probably wasn't the best way to start. Turning on the TV briefly illuminates the room with hissing static before the TV flashes with a pop and goes back off. Television encased in sturdy wooden cabinet sits here. Old framed photographs. Nice touch. Pale moonlight shines through the windows, casting dim, somber light through the room. Inside the fireplace are football-shaped objects wrapped in cloth, tied tightly together with cord. Huh. Why are there mushrooms on the fireplace? Wait, what's that? Good question. This old, worn couch is threadbare at its corners. I bet it is a very comfortable couch. A large painting of a beautiful landscape. What about you? Box of wooden strike anywhere matches. Okay. Portrait of a couple and their children. They seem happy. I think I hit the kid, because the dude didn't have that square a jaw. You flip the picture frame over and see Pill's family, 1986, written on the back. Well, I guess we... Whatever that thing is in the fireplace, it's too big and heavy to be carried around. Alright, fair enough. I presume, then, we set it on fire with the matches. You take journal entry 1. Oh, good. Is this itchy tasty? May 25th, 1987. My therapist suggested that I keep a journal to write down anything that causes me stress, whether it's a minor annoyance or a major one. She said it would have been an excellent tool to identify and manage daily stressors. She also sent me home with a tea that said to promote relaxation. What do I have to lose? So here's my first journal entry. Oh, so it's gonna get itchy tasty. You try to light the object in the fireplace, but the flame just goes out. Maybe if there was a way to make it more flammable. Oh, we must need like oil or some shit. I guess we keep exploring this awful place. The ceiling of this expansive foyer reaches all the way up to the second floor of the house, with a twin staircase leading there. That's the junk from the other side of the hallway. Bags of garbage. Yeah, that's the same pile. Okay. Slowly building a mental map of the place. These garbage bags are mostly filled with spoiled food, wrappers, and old clothes. There doesn't seem to be anything useful. An antique grandfather clock stands frozen in time. There is a small hole at the face of the clock. Perhaps for a key? You run your hands along the clock, but aside from the small hole, you find nothing. Yeah, there's got to be like a... Maybe a winder, perhaps? Despite your efforts, nothing happens. Decorative little nook. Well, I'm not interested in going upstairs yet. Let's just stay on the bottom floor. Winter says, I'm really enjoying the color palette choices so far. Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, this is an aces game so far. A fine wooden table surrounded by 6 chairs is at the center of a lavish dining room. This is like in the finest tradition of Shadowgate, and I love me some Shadowgate. Journal entry 4. Okay, so I'm missing pages. 1, 4... I'd better find 2 and 3. Yeah, let's wait until we get 2 and 3. So that'll actually make sense when we read it. This way goes back to the foyer. Nope, we don't want to go there. An intricate ornamental egg sits among the fine dinnerware behind the thick glass of the fancy wooden china cabinet. Oh, so they got like a Fabergé. The candelabra features 3 stems, each holding a dusty white candle that has never been lit. Okay, that's good. Well, I mean, why would you do that? You got a lamp right up here. Fire hazard is what you got. Decorative houseplant that has died some time ago. The leaves that remain clung to it are dry and brittle. Did you play Shadowgate for the Game Boy Color at all? Oh, I loved that game. That was my preferred way to play it because I could play it anywhere. And yeah, I definitely played the hell out of it on the GBC. Decorative plant sits atop a small table. Upon closer examination, it's artificial. table has been set with fancy cloth placements. You imagine many wonderful meals were once enjoyed here. What are art pieces? What appears to be modern art is faintly visible through the darkness. Oh, right. I forgot to move that so I can lean back properly. Ah, much better. Let's see if we can take anything. It's tightly sealed and you don't even see a way of opening it. Okay, so nothing there. Who the fuck is that? As you step in the kitchen, the first thing you notice is the foul smell. That is not the first thing I noticed. But then you realize there's someone else here with you. Maybe I take this knife. Your hand trembles as you slowly reach for the knife. Uh-oh. He turns around suddenly, raising a very large cleaver. Oh, shit! You begin to tremble in fear. Now is not the time for that. Okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. It's time to GT the Nope. You begin quaking his fear in his terrifying presence. Yeah, I run? Okay. I'll go upstairs. Now is not the time for that. What do you mean? You don't feel confident exploring the second floor. Okay, you know what? Fair. That's reinforced. Just run somewhere. With your heart pounding in your chest, you duck behind the curtains and cover your mouth, hoping to hide. Oh, what? What? After what feels like an eternity, you hear them turn around and leave. Despite your fear, you survive. That was fucking cool! That was fucking cool! Fucking rad. Wasn't it, Winters? Man! I see him in the window. I don't... Maybe we go to a different set of rooms. He's not moving, is he? Kind of need to see... Yep, we're leaving this room. Okay. The bedroom appears to have common amenities, but nothing too specific, indicating that it is possibly a guest room. Entry 2. Alright, we can read that. How have I not seen people talk about this gem? I don't know, Alex, but this is why we roll like this on this channel. Okay, that was an awesome gimmick. Right? Like, man, this game is awesome. And this is just one of 50. Y'all need UFO 50 in your collections, guys. May 27th, 1987. Things have been tense with Cheryl since losing my job at the firm. I had to calmly explain to her that our financial situation is not in jeopardy and that she can continue working on her fashion design projects without having to worry about anything. I'm still pretty irritated, so I think I'm going to try a cup of that relaxation tea now. Oh. I think I see where this is going to go. Excuse me. This is a blast to watch. I see a shadow outside that window. I think I just saw it too. I did not see that first. He's probably watching me. I'm glad you're having a good time though, Winters. A tall wooden cabinet stands against the TV. You open a standing closet. A single hook is hanging on an otherwise empty rack. Maybe I take this. So that he doesn't have it. Decorative houseplant that died some time ago. The leaves that remain clung to it are dry and brittle. More modern art. Paintings of landscapes hang on the wall. An ordinary queen-size bed with sheets laid neatly on top. What the fuck? A rustic wooden nightstand with 2 small drawers sits on one side of the bed. The drawers are closed. Simple table lamp sits atop the nightstand. The bulb inside is blackened and burnt out. A simple wastebasket that's full of crumpled up tissues, soiled with who knows what. Not asking questions. Several drawers. What are you? Small ornate jewelry box sits here. It is closed and there is a silver oval-shaped lock on the front. Obviously in need of a key. More mushrooms! Huh. I have a feeling the mushrooms are going to be very significant. The bedroom appears to have a common... Oh, wait, no, we saw that at the start. Alright, let's start interacting. Searching through the trash yields nothing interesting, and now your hands feel sticky. Oh, God, no! Now I have to wash them. Buried among the towels and clothing in a drawer, you find some batteries that might come in handy. Yeah. Why not? Pretty sure we need the key, yeah. Open the drawer and notice various reading materials. Among them is a page that looks like it was torn out of a journal. Oh, which one is that? 5. Okay, no, we need 3. Dead leaves fall to the ground the moment you touch the plant in your search. Through this plant reveals nothing. Despite how tired you feel, this isn't the time for rest. Who says? Try as you might to open them, the windows won't budge an inch. Okay. We might be done with this room. What about this room? The simple tile floor bathroom is fairly clean, despite the cloying smell of mildew in the air. More mushrooms, but this is right beside the mushroom room, so... The mushroom, if you will. What is in that sink? The sink is nearly overflowing with putrid brown water. Blech. The mirror on the front of the medicine cabinet betrays your tired reflection. Slimy black sludge clings to the inside of this otherwise ordinary toilet. Ew. An opaque shower curtain obscures the bath. It looks like something leaked from the side of the tub on the nearby floor. Well, obviously we have to open it. A shocking sight. Wonder how old that is. Oh, nasty! The mummified corpse in the tub is encrusted with mold and fungi. This ornate insignia ring on the mummy's finger. I bet we need that. Try as you might, you have no success in removing the ring that's seemingly fused to the corpse's finger. Huh. Do we need, like, bolt cutters or something to cut that finger off? The tub is encrusted with something on its hand draped over the rim catches your eye. Yeah, the ring. So he's eaten by mushrooms. Can I take it out with the hook? You use the hook, but nothing happens. Damn. Oh, I bet we have to go in that room back with that where we found that crazy guy and try to get the knife, and maybe that's how we get the finger. Yeah, I think that's what's going to be the play. I wonder where that guy went. Winter says, I'm 90% sure I was the interior designer here, given the colors of everything. Wouldn't even be a little bit surprised. I'm sure you'd make a fine Spencer estate. Alright, let's see if we can get the knife and not die in the Well, I have a hook. Maybe I can hurt him back. Probably not the smartest idea. You take the knife. Yes. Good. Okay, so he's not here anymore. He's somewhere. That's always good. There are rather ordinary wooden cabinets fixed to the wall here. Why is this cutting? The surface of the countertop is dirty and littered with what appears to be dried blood, human hair, and pieces of rotten flesh. That's awesome! I thought from the thumbnail you were playing Maniac Mansion. What is this? Oh shit, he's back! I spent too long in here! I don't blame you for thinking that I was playing Maniac Mansion. That's actually another good example of the kind of game that this is. But this is called Night Manor, and it's in the indie game UFO 50. It's one of the titles in there. It comes highly recommended from me. Also, welcome, Carnivorous Giraffe. Great to see you and have you. Carnivorous Giraffe's name is fine. That just raises further questions. I agree. I agree. But now we gotta get the hell away from here. Gotta fight the terror. With your heart pounding in your chest, you duck behind the houseplant. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Somehow you must have given yourself away. He's working with the feds. Wait, what? My brain? Yep. Oh yeah, that's it. As intense pain consumes you, you wonder what you did to deserve such a horrible end. You fall to the ground in a pool of blood. And then wake up in a cold sweat. You run your hands over your body feeling nothing. Was it just a nightmare? What? Okay. Wait. Okay, wait. What? My brain now, Carnivorous? Okay. Interesting. That's how the game handles death. Very interesting. I like that I keep everything. Okay. Very important question answered. Very cool way to die. Clearly, though, there's something we need in the kitchen. We just have to be faster than him at finding whatever it is that's useful in there. I mean, I suppose we have the knife. Why not stop poking around in the kitchen and go back to the bathtub? Nice, you keep your inventory. Yeah, that's huge. Now I'm not worried about, because it just hit me. I'm like, oh shit. How do you save? How do you continue? I didn't realize that I was going to have those questions answered, but you know, it was a good answer. The edge of the knife keeps slipping off the hand of the mummy. It's hard to find a good angle. Okay. So it's not the knife, it's not the hook. I need a finer tool. Maybe I do need bolt cutters. Or at least a pair of scissors. Is it going to be the spoon? Can it be the spoon? Use the spoon, but nothing happens. No. No, that'd be silly. Pretty sure we already... Yeah, batteries aren't going to do very much. Yeah, okay. I was wrong about the knife. We need a different item. Possibly still in the kitchen. Winter says, I also noticed the cursor shakes when you have to go hide. That's neat, too. I agree. It's a neat way to, you know, it's a neat fear mechanic. Okay. Looking through the cabinets reveals common dinnerware, including plates, cups, and glasses. Nothing looks useful. Looking through the cabinets reveals... Ah! Same thing. Same thing. Aside from some crusty silverware, there's an empty jar of Moldok tea. It smells pungent. You decide to leave it there. Oh, that's that tea that they're talking about in the log. I bet that's what turned him into that. You open the kitchen sink cabinet and find various cleaning supplies, including a large bottle of drain cleaner. You take it. Okay. Dishwasher to find it completely empty. You open the oven and see what looks like a charred remains of a turkey. At least you hope that's what it is. Looking through the cabinets reveals common dinnerware. Yep, nothing looks useful. What about the fridge? The freezer's contents are sealed in a block of solid ice. The house is already quite cold, so you shut the door. The refrigerator is filled with cans of dog food and rotting meat. You close the door before the smell can reach your nose. I think that's a good idea. Now, which door do I want to try before letting this go, before that guy appears? Let's try this one. The smell of chlorine hangs faintly in the cool, wet air as the sound of crickets drone throughout the night. The dishwasher is shockingly clean, right, Carnivorous? Like, that's just so weird. Everything else is sickening, but the dishwasher? Perfect. What is that? There is a greenish hump floating in the center of the pool, just out of arm's reach. What is it? I dig this music. Okay, so I need a stick or something. Wait, what about the hook? Will that give me enough? The hook would be ideal for grabbing the floating object, but it's not nearly long enough to reach it. Okay, I must need like a broom handle or some shit. Chlorine implies upkeep. Yeah, maybe it's one of the things that they look after. Like the dishwasher for some reason. No more to this yard? Alright, back inside. Try the other door. Did I check the garbage? Soon as you open the lid, you regret it. This rotten stench inside is enough to make your eyes water. Fair enough. Alright, Pornbot. I love how all the Pornbots are only from Twitch. It's never YouTube. The air in this dusty garage is a bouquet of mildew and motor oil. That is such a good descriptor. A single light bulb casts the room in a yellow glow. When you try to turn on the flashlight, nothing happens. You aren't sure if it needs new batteries or the bulb is burnt out. Take it. Can of penetrating oil. Still mostly full. I bet we'll need that. Now, I bet... Use the flashlight on the batteries, but nothing happened. Maybe I just have that in the wrong order. You put the batteries in the flashlight and try turning it on. To your delight, the flashlight shines brightly. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now what do we got here? A large metal box that has turned brown from oxidization sits there. It's covered in rust and dust. The box is completely rusted shut. Ah, I bet that's, oil time. The oil dissolves the rust and the box springs open. Inside the box is a red gas can and a crowbar. You take both. Oil-soaked rags, scraps of metal, and broken appliances fill the plastic waste bin. Plastic trash bin. The air in this musty garage is... Okay, nope. What are you? Roll of duct tape hasn't lost its adhesive power. Give me duct tape. If there's one thing we know, it's duct tape will always be useful. Despite your efforts, nothing happens. You give the car handle a yank, but unfortunately it's locked. Car must be how we leave. Picking through the trash, you find only junk and ouch! You've cut yourself on a piece of rusty scrap metal. Oh, damn! Now I got fucking tetanus, I'm sure of it. Garage door is closed. I see that. Oh, shit! This is some Terraria music. Oh, is it? I've never actually played Terraria before. Okay, time to go. Oh, I know it's not the time for that. It is the time to leave. Oof. Okay, run, 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 run. Keep running. Okay. No! God damn it! You got me again. Somehow you have given yourself away. Yes, we've died that same way twice now. But we have duct tape. We're doing better. Okay. Now there's got to be... Dare we try the mushroom room? Knob won't budge. But something must be blocking the door from the other side. Well, yeah, mushrooms. A locked gate at the top of the stairs is blocking the way. You're having trouble working the latch from this end. I guess the only other place now I can go is... upstairs? Wait. Wait, drain cleaner. I could probably unclog that sink. There might be something in there. Shriek! Slam! I love that readout. Love how he practices his moonwalking abilities before catching you. Well, it's all about pageantry, right? He has to drag that out. You empty the contents of the drain cleaner into the sink. Moments later, the foul water is sucked down the drain. With the sink now empty, you notice something shiny caught in the drain. You try to take the shiny object out, but your fingers are just too big to fit in the small opening. Okay. Hook, maybe? I mean, no chance in hell, but there isn't any reason to do that. You try to take the shiny object out of the drain, but your fingers are just too big. Yeah, let's... No, and it's definitely not going to be the pry bar. What about the spoon? isn't any reason to do that. Why not? There's plenty of reasons. Pry bar obviously isn't going to do it. Wait a minute. I have gas. That means I can go to the fireplace and finally use those matches. Burn that wad, and maybe that will give me the next way. I started a new Skyrim character, and I keep trying to turn my Pip-Boy. Wrong franchise! Wait, yeah, that wasn't this way. Yeah, okay. Now, you. On you. You empty the contents of the gas can into the object in the fireplace. And now we strike. The object immediately bursts into flames. After a few minutes of burning, it's reduced to a pile of ash. Something sparkles. Yeah, grab it. I see you in the window. I don't like that. You take a brilliant red gemstone from the ashes of the fireplace. It's a ruby. What in the fuck would I use that on? Oh! Maybe in the bedroom. That box. You. You use the ruby on the jewelry box, but nothing happens. Oh. Oh, it's an oval-shaped lock. Alright. Fine. I'm sure that gem... Oh, what about... What about that grandfather clock? Alex says, I wonder if the killer acknowledges us walking with everything needed to casually build a small house. He probably doesn't care for that too much. Now, there's a small hole in the face. Maybe it's not a winder. Maybe it's the gem. Nothing happens. Okay. There is... What if it's the gem that I have to use on the finger? Wouldn't that be a hell of a thing? No, didn't think so. But you never know unless you try. Ah, maybe we can pry bar the finger off. What do you mean nothing happens? A crowbar would absolutely pry that finger off. So a Resident Evil point and click. Who's your character supposed to be? Our character is a lady who left a party in a car and mowed some dude down on the way and woke up in this awful house. I don't actually know if we have a name yet. A guy that keeps dying and a killer ran out of places to hide his body, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, we don't have the item for that. Oh, shit! Oh, crap! Oh, I'm gonna die in the bedroom again, aren't I? Shit. Whew! Okay. Time to leave. I bet I know what the thing about the second floor is. I just have to actually navigate there correctly. Now, you cut through the darkness. With your flashlight, chases away the darkness, revealing a central archway and 2 wooden doors. Yes. Progress. The posters and small, identical beds indicate that this is a bedroom for 2 young children. Oh! This is cool. This is cool. A finely crafted music box stands out among all the other toys in this room. You try to open the music box, but it's held shut by a locking mechanism. You notice a small hole on the side of the box. He reminds me of the fungus zombies from the game Sony won't give a damn break to. Yeah. It could use a break. Let's remaster The Last of Us and stop PS4 support. Yay. Yeah, it's a decision to make. How many different versions of The Last of Us are there? There's at least 3. I think there's too many for a game that new. But that's me. I don't think it's the gem that opens that. You give the teddy bear a squeeze just to be sure it's not hiding anything. It's not. Despite how tired, yeah, we're not going to kid's bed. Boarded up windows, always a good sign. You turn on the switch, but the lamp stays off. Looking through the dresser, you find the odd toy among children's clothing, but nothing that looks like it would be useful. Once colorful posters depicting various animals and dinosaurs now appear somber and muted in this dark room. Winter says, it's a shame because The Last of Us is my second favorite game of all time, too. That's true. That's true. But I suppose, I mean, you might be like, well, this is just more buffet for me, and that's great. Everyone deserves a buffet that they can always come back to. Peering inside the dollhouse, you can see what looks like writing on one of the walls, but it's too small to read. Huh. The dollhouse is too big to carry around, and there's nothing inside of what seems like it would be useful enough to take. How would I see that? I must get a magnifying glass from somewhere. Are you a closet? Through the door, you can see a hallway. Oh, good. Simple light switch. You flick the switch up and down a few times, but nothing happens. It never says The Last of Us Original, The Last of Us Remaster, The Last of Us Part 1, yet another remaster. Yeah, I remember that last one on Steam. It did not launch in great condition, but I hear it's been patched and doing a little better. I can't speak to that, though. I don't have it. Despite your efforts, nothing happens. The small desk is overflowing with crudely drawn crayon-rendered artwork and schoolbooks on various elementary subjects. He's a dinosaur! The layout of this hallway is similar to the one on the first floor, except for the total darkness. You'd best watch your step. And then the sequel. I never played those games. I'm sure I would like them. I played probably the first hour or so of the first game, and I enjoyed the time that I spent with it, but I had to give the game back. I was borrowing it from a friend. And that was the last time I ever bothered to play it. I never once followed up after that. Wait. Oh, okay. Now, then what are you? You are where I just was. Okay. So the whole left side takes us back downstairs. Behind you is a closed door. Okay. Let's start with the doors that we can see. Various landscape paintings decorate this drafty hallway. The knob doesn't turn and there's no keyhole. Door must be locked from inside. Fair enough. There is an eeriness about this pitch-black playroom. Once a place of merriment as evidenced by the many toys. The hell? Something was drawn on the wall here with red and blue crayon. Looks like a jumbled mess. Winter says, the best part of The Last of Us 2 are the flashback sections with Ellie and Joel. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alex is also a bit around the topic. How is Dying Light the Beast doing? I don't know. I've never played Dying Light, so I don't know. God, is it even in my library? Have you ever been to that point in your Steam library where you're looking around and you're just like, when the hell did that get there? I don't remember buying that. Probably got it on some godforsaken... Well, you know, some games go on for, like, free. Dying Light. Okay, no, I don't have it. I heard it was a blast to play. I'll be picking up the Beast once it's on sale. I love Dying Light. Well, that's a solid recommendation. Crayons are scattered on the floor here. Most are worn down or broken in two. A huge stuffed bear is propped up against the wall with its dark, beady eyes. Seem fixed on you from the shadows. I don't like that. Reluctantly, you approach the bear and give it a few pats to make sure it's not alive. You kick the ball and it lets out a sad sigh. What? A gentle push jerks the rocking horse into an erratic motion that winds a rhythmic creak until everything eventually stops moving. Alex says, that's actually good to hear, since Dying Light 2 was a bit mid in some people's eyes, which was a shocker to hear. Fair. Again, I can't speak to that because I never played them yet. It's interesting to hear and learn about, though. Out of the corner of your eye, you thought you saw this wooden rocking horse move. Now it just sits motionless. A pile of wooden building blocks, some of which have been assembled into rudimentary structures. You place a block at the top of one of the structures and the whole thing topples over. You rummage through the toy box, but don't notice anything that looks like it would be useful. A creepy doll with black beady eyes and lifelike hair. You can feel something hard inside it. Oh, God. You take the doll. How do I get at what's inside it? Do I hit it with the pry bar? Yeah, I'm pretty sure something would happen if I used a crowbar on the doll. Oop, that's a journal entry. 14! Holy fuck! Opening a small hatch on the bottom reveals that there aren't even batteries in it. I already have my batteries in the flashlight, and I'm not giving that up. No, sir. Alright. Back out to the other rooms. Carnivorous Giraffe says, I really like Dying Light 2. Critics are stupid. I mean, water is wet. Or rather, water will get you wet. I mean, all you gotta do is bring up literally any journalist. Most of them are not good. Even the most famous ones are awful. Of course, my favorite being Polygon trying to play Doom. It's so hilarious. This description is reminding me of Evil Dead with the rocking chair that stops rocking right before Ash can stop it and he goes insane. Yes! Oh, man. It's been a couple years since I've watched Evil Dead 2. I should fix that. This dark attic seems to have been forgotten in time. The dust covers every inch of the floor and cobwebs choke the raftering overhead. Well, at least I don't see a dude in the window. I do see a journal. 3. Perfect. All right. Now... Oh, come on. What do you mean they're not in order? Okay. So we left off at 2. 3. June 20th, 1987. I saw Cheryl sticking one of my pool cues in the pool today. I shouted, "Honey, that's not how you play pool," thinking some humor might hide my irritation. Turns out she had attached something to the end of it to fish out a necklace that I'd dropped in. I just wish she hadn't used one of my expensive cues for that. Well, there's an answer to a puzzle. I thought it was going to be like a broom handle or something to attach the hook. It's going to be a pool cue. Now, 4. July 18th, 1987. Today I was in the sunroom enjoying a cup of that tea. It has a unique musky aroma that's really starting to grow on me. Sadly, my peace ended when I noticed that the kids had gotten handprints all over the glass. We can only afford to have the housekeeper here once a week now, so I guess I'm the one who's stuck cleaning it up. Carnivorous says, Evil Dead 2 is amazing. Changed what I thought movies were when I was younger. That, I totally understand that. It is amazing. Truly. It has one of my favorite scares in movies, too. That one, where his reflection jumps out and grabs him. The first time I saw that, that got me, like, legitimately. It was like, oh, shit! We're not doing okay, are we? We just hacked up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Such a great scene. August 2nd, 1987. I've spent the past few days sick in bed with some kind of flu, headache, nausea, etc. Today I was finally able to hold down some solid food. Funnily enough, my symptoms seemed to disappear the moment I had some of that tea my therapist gave me. She didn't mention anything about it being a flu cure, but I'd like to believe that it helped. Now, the tea is definitely the root of the problem here. 5. We don't have 6. No. Hook on pool cue? A fucking pool cue? There's a million better tools for that. Yeah, he said so. That's why he wishes we wouldn't have used the pool cue. Yeah, that mirror scene is so good. Like you say, genuinely comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it's just so good because of it. I know what I'm watching later tonight. Layer of dust coats the exquisite-looking grand piano. You know how to play the piano, but you aren't feeling particularly inspired at the moment. No Moonlight Sonata trope? Large wooden chest sits here, but it's locked with an antique bronze padlock. You know what? I bet the crowbar opens that. You try to pry the lock off, but it doesn't budge, so you smash it with the crowbar and it still does not yield. That's bullshit. I could break that lock with a crowbar. You get an uneasy feeling from this cluster of mannequins standing silently in the darkness. This is not a good use of that room. Various boxes are stacked here, mostly filled with old books, clothing, and otherwise useless junk. This antique wooden rocking chair is in a state of disrepair. Doesn't give you much confidence in sitting in it. Looking through these boxes reveals nothing but old clothes. You don't find anything useful. The windows do not budge. Okay, so I guess I have to come back here with a key. What if we put you in the chair for some godless reason? You use the doll, but nothing happens. You are not Gordon Freeman. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do not know the true intricacies of the crowbar the way the good doctor does. Either the lock or the chest would certainly give. That's what I'm saying, if it's antique, right? Many wooden boards covering this window are very secure. All right. Well, if that's all the rooms on this floor, that means there has to be... Hold on. Where... I guess we should be looking for the pool cue? Where the fuck would I find a pool cue? Ha! Freeman! Didn't see you there! I like later when they're just like, Gordon Freeman! They're running after you, and then you're backing away, running away. They're just the whole time just going, Gordon Freeman! Gordon Freeman! You're standing at the top of the ladder, they're doing donuts, doing Gordon Freeman! Well, I guess there's a whole other door we hadn't gone through yet. Oh, this is promised. Ah! A pool room. A rec room. Rather expensive looking pool table dominates the center of the room. I totally did not read that description coming in. My bad. Old-fashioned coin-operated jukebox with various vinyl records inside. Wonder if he's got any misfits. 10. Okay, fine. I wish those would auto-organize. Dead by dawn! Dead by dawn! This 12-point buck trophy adds a rustic touch to the room. This stiff, coarse fur feels cold to the touch. Whatever life once had is now long gone. Until it starts laughing at you. You poke through the trophies, but don't find anything that looks like it would be very useful. You search through the couch, but find nothing but lint and an old champagne cork. The cork might be useful, you don't know that. TV in the entertainment unit must have been livened up the room once upon a time, but now it just sits in cold silence. Turning on the TV briefly illuminates the room with hissing static before it flashes with a pop and goes back off. Hey, pool cue! Oh, fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuck! As long as the deer head doesn't laugh at you, that's what I'm saying! You've run right back into the monster's clutches, shit! He just wasn't wasting any time that time. As intense pain consumes you, you wonder what you did to deserve such a horrible end. Getting just shanked up? Awful. As long as the deer head doesn't laugh at you, you're okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm just waiting for that to happen. I definitely was not okay. Oh man, I wish the deer head would twist just as you move the flashlight. I was waiting for that. And I you know, it still might happen. We don't know that. We don't know that. Okay. Back upstairs. Please don't be in that same room. Pool cue. Hook. Attaching the hook to the end of the pool cue seems like a good idea, but you'll need something to secure it. No problem. It might work better if the tape was attached to the item you want to attach. Ah, for God's sake! Alright, fine. Okay. Duct tape. On. Hook. You wrap a long piece of tape around the hook, leaving the part leaving free so it can be taped to something else. Good. So that means... tape it. No, I need it selected. Shriek! You tape the hook to the pool cue, creating a long hooked pole. Not a useful weapon, but I know exactly what to use it on. Let's go back outside and see what that green hump in the pool is. Does it seem like a good idea? No. Nothing I'm doing seems like a good idea. This also strangely reminds me of Granny. The Balkans loved that game a tad too much. All right. You use the hooked pole on whatever this is. You pull the object closer to you with a pole. It's surprisingly heavy. And it gets closer, you realize it's a corpse. Your skin crawls as you reach down to remove the copper key from the corpse's belt. What do you unlock? Rather ordinary looking copper key attached to a keyring and a plastic keychain, but whatever was written has worn off. Okay, so we'll just guess. Where? Well, I suppose there's that antique chest. Maybe that's exactly what this is for. There. Copper key. Stupid key doesn't fit into the chest. Bronze's padlock. Right, okay. Where else did I remember a lock? No keyhole. Yeah, mushrooms. Those are unlocked. What about you? Okay, that's not a key lock. That's a latch problem. Oh, maybe it's you. You were locked. Key is too large. Oh, fine. I'm noticing the places that I hid from the maniac are becoming depleted. When I died in here, it was when I was trying to hide in the houseplant. And now that I was successful in hiding behind this houseplant, I can no longer hide there. That's an added bit of unique pressure. What about the garage? Was there something locked there? No chance. That's garbage. Fix that. Nothing there. Alright. Where else was there locks? Trying to remember. Shit! Stop quaking. Start moving. Yeah, and those curtains. Now shredded. Oh, crap. Yeah, this isn't... This... Ow! Shriek! He was not playing. He was not playing. Are you normally Alex P? Yeah, he is. Yeah, but YouTube made me into an abnormality. I'm a shell of my former self. You'll reclaim your name. Okay. Copper key. Where the hell does a copper key go? What about the pool stick? No, that's still too big. Still don't know what that's going to be. But there is still something in the bathroom. YouTube needs competition so badly. It's true. It's true. They got comfortable being the default, and now they sit on their laurels. Let's see. Was there something locked up there? Probably not. Key won't fit. Aluminum. Oh, for God's sake. Why can I find every lock except the goddamn copper lock? Is the attic locked? I need the bronze key for the attic, Carnivorous. Sadly, I only have the copper one. No, that's the bronze key. I don't think anything in here was locked. Right. Something seems to be blocking the front door from the other side. Okay. Huh. Oh yeah, there's another door there. Gold handle. I bet that's a gold key and certainly not the copper one. But I'm gonna try it anyway. Of course not. Fuck! Nothing's here. No, that's just the starting room. What if... Huh. I'm convinced I need whatever's in there. Oh, can I use the doll? Use its stupid little fingers? Of course not. Nope. Nothing else. Is the grandfather clock anything? The grandfather clock has a circular hole, but it's not clear what it's for. Oh no. Oh no. Crowbar the sink pieces to get the shiny. I tried the crowbar, it didn't want to go. Crap. I would love to crowbar the sink to pieces, frankly. Okay. Let's go to that clock and try to jam the key in there. Because who knows? Isn't the right shape for the brass face. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not even a way of opening that. Nothing here is locked. That's a dead end. That's the garage. Okay, so. No copper key. Are those doors on the entryway second floor accessible? The doors on the entryway second floor. I think I might be standing in them right now. Like, if this is the hallway you mean, yeah, we can totally go up there. But that's the bedroom. And then up here is the rec room, which has a gold lock. Never mind, I see. Yeah, well, we got there. We got there. We're gonna figure this out, we hope. Okay, so now I've unlatched this. Not terribly helpful, but... There's no way to open the stand. What looks like a drawer is just a decorative knob. What's the white thing on the desk in the bedroom? The white thing on the desk in the bedroom? Did I miss that? Well, this is probably the wrong bedroom, but that's another lock for a key I don't have. But let's go back upstairs. Bedroom. White thing on the desk. Ah! 13. Okay, well, we're still a few journal entries shy. We're running circles at this point. No, the pictures don't do anything. I bet I'm misusing my stuff. There's got to be... What if... Could the crowbar maybe open the mushroom door? It's worth a try. There isn't enough space between the door and its frame for you to pry it open. All right. All right. What if I try that on that upstairs door? There isn't enough... What? Come on! You stick the rusted knife into the doll's stomach, ripping it open. Inside you find a small aluminum key. Oh! Well, would you look at that? Oh, shit. Shit, 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 shit. That is... Oh, the mannequins? Oh, man. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oof. Okay. Aluminum. 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 What was aluminum? Aluminum was, Oh, that was one of the chests. In the kids' bedroom, I think. At least we're nearby, I think. The people that made this are unaware of what a crowbar is literally used for. Prying. The lid of the music box snaps open and a haunting tune fills the air. Inside is a pair of red-tinted sunglasses. Red-tinted glasses? I think I'm about to get killed in the kids' room. Okay, So I didn't lose them. Like I did the curtains and the plant. Fuck! 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 Dead. That's okay though. We have we got more items. Now, what in the fuck are these for? Pair of folding cardboard eyeglasses with red plastic lenses. I can't imagine what I would use that for. The dollhouse, perhaps? Because there was writing, but it was... something was wrong with it. Maybe... You use the red glasses on the dollhouse, but nothing happens. Ah, okay, fine. So now what? Why does the crowbar have no purpose so far? What in the fuck would I use the red glasses on? Huh. Wouldn't be the clock, obviously. Nothing here. No. No. You turn the sink's knobs and hear the sound of pipes banging, but no water comes out. I don't think anything works right here. I'm gonna look at the moon. You use the glasses on the moon, but nothing happens. Well, they gotta be good for something. Wouldn't be anything in here. At least that I would think. No. Nothing in here I could see using those. Although that's just another key lock for a thing that I don't have. We still haven't figured out the mysteries of the bathroom. There's nothing small enough, apparently, to get that delicate item from the drain. There's that copper key. If I could just figure out where the copper key goes, I think we'd be good. Yeah, the knife wouldn't do it. The crowbar wouldn't do it. There's got to be something. And it's not going to be the 3D glasses. That's pretty certain. Is it also normal for strange circles of distorted water to appear on screen in the World Spear? I swear I never seen them before. Like, just in the sky or, like, on terrain? Because, I mean, there are some places with, like, light puddles in the grass, but, not, I'd have to see what you're talking about. Been a hot minute since I played the World Spear. Every time I've gone back to Eternal, it's always for that sweet, sweet tag 1. Shit. We didn't even get the chance to figure out what this goes to. Yes, it is the time for that, actually. It's the time for leaving. Good to know we don't lose the mannequins. Whether or not I'll survive, that's something else. That was so lucky. Circles of distorted water on the visor of the mask. Huh. I seem to recall some on UAC Atlantica, but that's because it's raining. You know, I'd have to play the World Spear again. Oh, darn. You were unlocked. There's nothing else that was locked. I am quickly running out of places to use my items on. On the TV? No. It seemed like a sensible choice. You noticed them in the snow part while looking up in the open. Okay. I'll pay attention for that next time I'm playing that stage. Here, copper lock. The lamp is out of reach and there's no way to turn it on or off. Damn. What could I use those damn glasses on? Or anything? Oh, hey, journal entry 8. We need 6, though. Come on! Yes, let's go back to the kitchen. You see no reason to interact with that any further. He's like, don't want to touch the dead body. Don't blame him. Do I still have those matches? No, of course not. So we can't light the candelabra. brass. Ass! That's what this is! Or at least the idea that I haven't found the copper lock. That is ass. I feel like I'm missing something super obvious. I wonder if that's something I could find real quick. UFO 50 Night Manor copper lock. Shed door in the backyard. Okay. So there's more to the backyard. That was actually really worth doing. All right. You're not going to use that copper key until the very last section of the game. Oh, is that true? Have you beaten this? Oh, there's whole other parts to this. Okay. 4 stone lion statues mottled with moss and lichen stand like sentinels in front of the dark, foreboding gate of oxidized copper. There we go. I just had to turn left the whole time. Incredible. There isn't even a keyhole on this gate. It stays locked by some other method. Oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I mean, it's possible you might have played this before. A lion statue with mouth agape as if waiting to be fed. On the base is inscribed, when yellow leaves begin to fall. The red-hot sun will warm the... This is where gems go! This is where gems go! That is correct. Now we just need to find the correct colored gems for them. Hello? In the stillness of the night, small critters can be heard rustling through the overgrown grass of this unkempt backyard. Right, because he puts all of his upkeep effort into the dishwasher. An old bulkhead door is weathered, but still sturdy enough to keep you out. Oh yeah? Well, what about Mr. Crowbar? Are we Gordon Freeman enough to do this? You try to pry the lock off, but it doesn't budge, so you smash it and it still does not yield. This is the most worthless crowbar I've ever experienced. The lawnmower is too heavy to carry around, and any part that might be useful is held firmly on by bolts. Oh. This implies I use a tool to take parts. Crowbar? No, I wouldn't expect anything to happen, but who knows? The copper key turns the lock on the shed's door and the creaky wooden door swings open. That's right! Ew. The small confines of this wooden shed feel cramped and claustrophobic. Wood dust seems to cover, every surface of this tiny space. Journal 11. Good that these are all out of order. You take the wrench. Yes. You take the screwdriver. Head shears. That's how we're going to get the finger gem off. What is this? You can't seem to tear or otherwise open the sack with your bare hands, but what's this? You notice a slight bulge inside the sack. Well, we have a knife, do we not? Open the sack. You slice the sack open, causing dirt to cascade to the floor. There's something shiny in the dirt. Bronze key. Yeah! Now we're making progress. What the hell is that? What is that? Some kind of strange growth is emerging from the wall here. Yeah, it's gross. Alright. Now we got some fucking progress going on. Let's make sure we've explored all the yard has to offer. The side area of the house is comparatively smaller than the backyard, and it looks like it was once used as a flower garden. This house is much bigger than I thought. All I had to do was turn left. The thick overgrowth of vines covers the glass walls of the sunroom from the inside, obscuring your view of the interior. The cherry tree looks like it hasn't been tended to in a long time. The few fruits growing on it look mealy and rotten. The side of the house... Okay, no, we got that one. Something large and wrapped in cloth is hanging from the balcony above. Yeah, I wondered if that was a tree or possibly a body bag. Maybe it's that dude we hit in the car at the start of the game. Plants that once decorated this sunroom have grown to cover almost every interior surface. The aroma of vegetation is overwhelming. Oh, I think we found plant 42. Journal entry 9. Getting close. You try to open the container, but the vines wrapped around keep it tightly bound. I bet that we can just trim those away. You're damn right. Now give me whatever that is. You take the rusty hacksaw. I wonder what I'll need that for. I bet I know where that leads. Yeah. I was wrong, but hey, now we've opened up a bit more of the mansion. The rusty hacksaw. Let's explore that backyard a little more. The large, imposing house stands before you, almost defiantly. You'd love nothing more than to leave its vicinity. Well, we're outside. Why don't we leave and just start walking? There's easier ways to get away from the maniac. There seems to be a sort of latch on side with a hexagonal opening on this plaque, but you can't seem to manipulate it. Latch inside. Is this a call for tools? You use the wrench on the fountain plaque, but nothing happens. Didn't think so. What about the screwdriver? No. Well, there's something, I'm sure. It's a garage. We know where that is. You try pulling on the iron gate, but as you feared, it doesn't budge. Ah! Well, you know, trees aren't exactly that solid. Well, hedges, I should say. You could probably force your way through there. I would rather force my way through a hedge than through a maniac. Hexagonal opening. Alright, so now we've got wrench, screwdriver. Hedge trimmers. And a key. Yes, okay. Time to go back inside. Priority 1, we're going to the bathroom for that mummy. I could have taken the way easier way inside, and I just chose to take the long way like some kind of goof. This running in circles thing is not helpful. There! There's the room we're trying to get to. Head shears. The edge of the head shears keeps slipping off the hand of the mummy. It's hard to find. What the fuck do you want? Okay, so we... Hacksaw? There! You saw through the corpse's dry, leathery flesh with sickening grate. Eventually the finger comes off, bearing the ring with it. Hey, Dan. Hey, Sarah. Welcome. Good to have you. The hexagonal face of this large ring is flat and extruded with the relief of a two-headed eagle clasping a snake in its talons. Well, I'm sure that's going to be an extravagant key into something. Now, what were you? Brass? Bronze. Bronze, bronze, bronze. I believe that was what we needed for that upstairs chest. Yes. It's in the attic. Bronze key. Fits perfectly into the lock and opens it. Inside the chest is a large crossbow. Oh, now we're talking. I wonder if I can use that on the maniac. There's gotta be a better way. God damn, the easiest way to get the ring was to saw the fingers off. Yeah, right? Like, it's unbelievable that the head shears wouldn't be able to clip that finger. We had to use the straight hacksaw. Hilarious. Sounds cursed. It was cursed. There's gotta be a better way. No, apparently not. But now we have a crossbow, and that's a better way, I think. We're out of keys to use now. Wait a minute. Wasn't I supposed to... Yeah, I had tools, and the lawnmower was right there. I can use a faster way out. Now... Screwdriver on you. The lawnmower is held together by bolts, so this isn't the right tool for the job. Fair enough. How about the wrench? Using the wrench and a little elbow grease, you work the rusty bolts off and manage to pull the motor out. What do I need that for? Can I hedge trim this? No. Can I hit it with a shovel? Nothing happens, of course. The fuck would I need the shovel for anyway? There's no reason to dig there. I don't know that there isn't. Where's Trevor and Corey? They can fix the mower. Trevor and Corey are fucked. They aren't gonna fix nothing. Are we one step closer to our chest-mounted lawnmower? Maybe. That would be my favorite way to deal with this dude. Since apparently we can't leave the property. I can't even fathom what I'm going to use this motor on. Empty porcelain teacup sits on the table. A thin layer of mold lines the inside of it. You pick up the teacup to ponder it for a moment before setting it back down. Good, don't drink it. It's clearly the root of the problem here. guess I'll have to go back over the locks on the second floor. See if I've got some use for that ring? Maybe the screwdriver's enough to pull that shiny out of the sink. Use the screwdriver on the sink. Come on! You try to take the shiny object out with your fingers are just too big. Screwdriver's small enough? You're bad at using tools. Alright, so we still don't have that. We still can't open the mushroom door. Still have no idea what those 3D glasses are for. Or the motor or the ring. Lots of weird items. Well, hold on. There was that other creepy bedroom with a monster truck in it. Did that need a motor? There aren't even batteries in it. Okay. Didn't think so, but had to try. Alright, well there goes that idea. Can you inspect the ring to see if a gem pops out? I can inspect it, but a gem does not appear to pop out. Hexagonal face of this large ring. Oh, hey! I remember where I was hearing hexagonal before. We gotta go out to the front yard. You. That's right. You push the ring into the opening and something clicks. Water quickly drains from the fountain. Give me whatever this is. Shiny green object. And I'm surprised to see that it's an emerald. Okay. Perfect. Let's put that in the lion's mouth. You were looking for the yellow one. On the basis, read the white wind. Nope. You? On spring green fields. Yes, you are looking for that. Have your emerald. Now. Still doesn't quite answer the $64,000 question of what comes next. So we got... Yeah, we've used the tools. Oh, shit! Run! A large bush and cover your mouth. Oh, God. Fuck! Fuck! Dead. Those last couple of times, I have not done good. Shriek! But you know what? We still have those items, so that's still not bad. What else? What else could we possibly do? There's got to be things and stuff. None of you are apparently small enough to get that tiny item out of the sink. Can't wait to figure out what the item for that is. You know what? I should have tried shooting that dude with a crossbow. Try the wrench on the sink pipes. That's not a bad idea, actually. Damn it! Time to go! Oh, we're dead, aren't we? Ooh, actually got it that time. Okay, now, back to the sink. You use the wrench, but nothing happens. Nothing to take. Alright. Wrench isn't used here, I guess. You're getting better at that. Slowly but surely. We might even survive. However, unlikely. Yeah, we're... nothing in here. The bathroom sink with the shiny I made. Oh! Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah. Let's do that right now. Use the wrench on the bathroom sink and nothing happens. Incredible! That's point and click for you. There's probably some either super obvious or super obtuse item that I just haven't got yet. Right, we can't open that door. I think I see. Red glasses on this nonsense. You view the scribbles through the glasses, and the arrows suddenly materialize out of disorder. You memorize them. Okay. What the hell for? You have all these practical tools that are useless. Right? Like, they're just not doing at all what they should. It could be so much more useful. Okay, but what the hell do I do with that? That just raises further questions. No, we already got everything in here. This is still just a good hiding room. where would I use those? Nothing I can recall has, I don't even know what I'd use that on. Use the directions on what? The dollhouse. Right, we don't have the gold key yet. So this room is pretty useless. This isn't really the time for games. Oh, yeah. Obviously it's not. Crap. Trying to get upstairs. Hide amongst the mannequins. Dead. Damn, I was doing so good until those last ones. Use the directions on the red glasses. That's not a bad idea. We'll try that here once we respawn. Oops. Directions on glasses. Nothing happens. Can't imagine directions like that being very useful to a motor or a ring or a hacksaw. What even is that? Lost his mind. Why? Right. Well, this is just a dilly of a pickle. I never did find a use for this bowl. Well, maybe the hacksaw will open something else outside. I bet we use the shovel there. The shovel pierces the ground with ease. Not long after you start digging, you feel the shovel hit something. Oh, good! Inside the hole are the skeletal remains of what appears to be an animal of some sort. Some ants are fighting over a small patch of dirt. That is such a needless detail. That's so good. The worn leather collar inscribed Baxter. A steel key is attached to the collar. Give. Perfect. Now we got progress back again. You let a few ants crawl around in your hand before brushing them off. Why? Don't let ants do that. That's how you get bit. Put the spoon in the bowl. You know what? I wonder if that works. The spoon was already useful. It's a bit soon to be scraping old food off the side of the bowl. That's good. Okay, what kind of key did we find again? I already forgot. Steel? Steel. Huh. Steel, steel. Where was a steel door? I don't remember. Let's find out. I can't remember what type the grandfather clock was. That's the first one I would want to check. Oh, nope, wrong way. Put some weed in the bowl. I don't want to smoke anything that's been in that bowl. Wait a minute, what was I doing? Right, grandfather clock. How about you? Brass. Okay, right. I forgot. We would never, Christopher. Yeah, if you're busting your weed in there, you don't know what else you're smoking. That's a surefire way to end up, well, victim of a horror movie. We've smoked worse. Yeah, but we're not so invincible anymore. You're not unlockable. Nothing locks in there. No, this does not have a brass key. No brass there. Shit. Gotta run. Hopefully not die among the mannequins again. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, lucky. Right, what was I doing? Steel key. Steel key. Okay, I don't think this wing has anything for us. What kind of box were you? Let's find out. Key is too large to fit into the box's silver. Okay. Well, it was a metal that started with S. I was close. That's a gold lock. We know that. Carnivorous says, once in college, we made a small pipe out of a Coke can and a pen and some other junk around the dorm. We smoked out of it for a few bowls until we realized we smoked a big chunk of pen. That's the danger of using flammable materials as your smokable. You might end up with a lung full of pen. Oh, boy. Although the best was one we made of a giant chocolate Easter bunny. That was the best bong. How long did that last? I mean, I can't imagine chocolate standing up to very much heat for very long. Did you eat the chocolate afterwards? Because I don't think that would have tasted very nice either. Oh, the pop can days. Great for the lungs. Oh, isn't it, though? Because not only is it, you know, aluminum, there's all that wonderful label that we're smoking. Object hangs overhead out of reach. Wait, no, 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 no. Go back there. What if I used that stupid hook from the pool? I still have that, right? Yes, I do. You tug on the hanging bundle with the hooked pole, but it just starts swinging. The rope it's hanging from is tied strong. Very good. Can I slice it? Just out of reach. So... where did I see a steel lock? I'm sure I passed by it at some point. Oh man, Night Manor. Hey, Phil, welcome. Good to have you. Iron. That's not steel. So that key's not going to work. You're the first one to recognize it. And I knew you would, of all people. Oh, it was one session. We sighted it down. We citied it down and ate it after that. It was fine. You can't not eat the bunny bong. I don't know. That might have been the rankest chocolate I could imagine. Phil lost his name too. Yeah, I don't know what YouTube is doing. Wiped, not cited. Oh, we wiped it down and ate it after. Oh, that makes so much more sense. So much more sense. That makes a bit more sense. You're... no, you're not steel. We already tried that. You're brass. That was just the same direction. I've already beaten this, and already forgot all the puzzles. Good. And we're in the same boat, I guess. No, you're a silver lock. I have a steel key. No. Maybe there's one outside. I just haven't saw yet? I see you in the window. Definitely not, but... oh, wait, really? The car door is open, beckoning you inside. Until you can get that garage door open, there's no point in trying to start the car. Okay. Okay, well, there's the steel key. Press a button and nothing happens. This mechanism opens and closes the garage door. The motor seems to be broke. Motor! I've got a motor! Using your wrench, you remove the broken motor from the garage door mechanism and install the one from the lawnmower. Now do you work? Yeah! You thrust the car key into the ignition, turn it quickly, and the car starts. This might be your only chance of getting out of here alive. Do you take it? Yes! The tires squeal as you hurtle down the driveway, smashing through the gate. Against all odds, you escaped. Yeah! The end. You had 8 bad dreams while you were trapped in Night Manor. That was cool! That was fucking cool! We broke it up and salvaged what we could. Some was very tainted. I don't remember it tasting too bad. It was over 20 years ago. I'm sure if you refreshed yourself, you'd be like, man, what were we doing? Living it up. Did you kill the mold monster? I did not. I even at one point said, man, why don't I try shooting him with this crossbow that I got? And I never once shot at him. I just kept running away instead of attacking. But good to know that it's possible. Because if not, bad ending. Yeah, I figured there was something I didn't do, that this is just going to be the regular or bad ending. But that's just another reason for me to replay the game at some other point. But I still have to get my unlockable rewards, of course. Hell yeah, UFO soft. Now let me guess, we hit the guy again? Or the mold monster's in the back seat? Yep! Son of a bitch! That's good. So how would you kill the mold monster? Do you just use the crossbow and, like, just kill the fuck out of him? Let's see. Oh, we still have all our stuff. Cool. Now, the question is, can we go back to the garage and just leave at any time? You can. Okay. But there surely is other things to be doing here. Like these other 2 gems. I'm pretty sure... Alright, now let's actually try fighting him. Now is not the time for that. Are you fucking kidding me? When is it not the time to crossbow the maniac in the face? Shit. Close. Very close. Okay. Well, if I can't crossbow him, I'm gonna guess that I'm not gonna be able to get him with shears or a hacksaw. That just doesn't seem like it's gonna be in the cards. Still never figured out what these directions were for either. I wonder if I got to get to that rope from the top floor. Let's see. Maybe you use the crowbar to pry one of those boards off. Very secure, are they? Well, how do you stand up against gaming's most useless crowbar? The bonds are remarkably secure and it doesn't seem worth the effort to remove them. This crowbar has no purpose. You might need to combine some sort of ammo with the bow beforehand. Oh! I suppose that makes sense. Nothing I have is appropriate for that. But that could be possible. I thought that was going to be the... Well, maybe... Yeah, we never did find the gold key either, or the brass key. Despite your efforts, nothing happens. Yeah, nothing in here but that gold door we didn't open. We know the trophy case is worthless. Back to the mannequins! Since apparently we have nothing that counts as offense yet. Shit. Shit. Dead! Damn it. Once I lose one, I just start to lose the other two. I start panicking. Yeah, none of this helps us get the, that thing out of the bathroom sink yet, though, incredibly. We never did figure out how to get that door open, because there's probably mushrooms on the other side. Give him the old dick twist! Yeah, we don't have the jewel knuckles from Symphony of the Night to really do that! Sure, you've already made Resident Evil Gaiden comparisons. You know what? I haven't. Incredibly. But yes, this has lots of comparisons to Resident Evil Gaiden. Like that whole, this whole thing, dodging him, is like the whole combat mechanic of Resident Evil Gaiden. That's how you land your shots against the zombies. But I ain't got no damn gun! And unfortunately, I am neither Leon or Barry. Larry. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Damn it. Hey, Farrell, what's going on, man? We are getting eaten again and again and again. Now, none of those are locked. There's still gems that aren't here. Or, no, there's gotta be some way to get him down. Wait, can I? What if I crossbow him? Was that on the hanging bundle, but nothing happens? Okay, my hope was that I was going to get the rope that's holding him up, so then he could drop and then I could take whatever's in there. But you pick a cherry from the tree and notice it's completely covered in mold. You quickly discard it. That's a very smart move. I don't know, fucking hacksaw the tree? Use the hacksaw, but nothing happens. None of these tools actually works. Iron. We don't have the iron key. We have the steel key, but we already know what that's for. The vice operates smoothly and could be used to hold on or even crush something. What would I want to crush something? Wouldn't be the oil can, that'd be dumb. Or the bowl. That's a cute little detail, the spider. The ring? Never did figure out what these directions are for either. That I do remember. Yeah, I bet you do. Ethan would 100% have eaten that cherry. Yeah, he would have. But he's durable. He's incredibly durable, so he can get away with it. You pull on the boards with all your might, but none come loose. Perhaps there's a better way of doing this. Oh, is this finally the fucking crowbar's time to shine? You jam the fat end of the... Yay! It actually did something for the first time. Oh, good. We just found another way in here. Spectacular. Well, that doesn't help me get anything extra. You have no use for that candelabra. How do you know that? How do you know what I'm going to do? Windows won't budge. Behind the picture is nothing but cobwebs. Nothing in here can be fixed. What's that? Foul, rotten stench assails your nostrils in this dingy kitchen. A black grime seems to cling to every part of this room. Gross. Journal entry 7. Did we find 6 yet? Nope. Maybe. Oh, crap! What's the note on the fridge say? It's, one of the logs. You've run right back into him! Fucking Scooby-Doo! I was hoping to be able to get upstairs first. But no. Too late. Too late. But, the logs that we have are all out of order. So I'm waiting until we get part 6, then we can get a couple more read. But you know what? Maybe reading a bunch of these unread ones will actually help. Let's just read all the ones we have. August 15th, 1987. Today I was outside enjoying my tea when one of the landscapers bumped into my cup and spilled it on the ground. To my surprise, Baxter ran over and started licking it up. Instead of being mad, I just laughed. Who knew dogs liked tea? Phil asked, is YouTube eating my comments? Possibly. The last one that I see from you, Phil, is that I do remember. And that's it. So there's a strong possibility. 7, 8. Okay, look, we go. Here we go. Baxter has been vomiting to the point of dry heaving all day. He won't eat or drink anything. The kids are very upset, and Cheryl won't stop blaming me because she thinks it was my tea that made him sick. It obviously was. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, our personal vet is out of town, and all others are closed, so we'll have to wait until tomorrow morning. Well, I think we know what happened to the dog. Same here. Also happening to you, Alex? Oh, damn. Well, I guess we thank the fickle gods of YouTube for deciding which messages to send and not send me. August 17th, 1987. Baxter did not make it through the night. I just finished burying him under the cherry tree, his favorite spot to sleep. Charlie and Becky are beside themselves with sadness. Probably. What do we got? 10? September 1st, 1987. One of the landscapers showed me something unusual today. He pointed out a patch of strange tendrils that were growing up from the ground where I buried Baxter. 2 weeks ago, I have no idea what they are, but I noticed a pungent and familiar smell. It smelled a lot like my tea. September 12th, 1987. No matter how many times we get rid of the tendrils, they keep coming back. It's some sort of fungus, I'm told. A friend gave me a recipe for a treatment that is said to get rid of all manners of mold and fungi by killing it at the root. I typed it into my computer so I wouldn't lose it. There's a computer here? I sure to hell didn't see that. Do we have a 12 before that 13? No? But we do have 14. Alright, 13. October 5th, 1987. Worst fight with my wife in a long time. Yesterday, the kids were playing in the yard where the dog was buried. Today, they are very sick. Wife blames me, saying I should have taken care of that stuff that was growing under the tree, and that it made them sick. I know the tea will help them, so I will make some for them to drink. Oh, you sacrificed them to the tea gods! They have also been auto-hiding comments on videos, too. Really? Interesting. I suppose I can't say whether or not I've experienced that, because if they're auto-hidden, I wouldn't know. I just see, oh, no comment. Interesting to know, Farrell. Said that we will kill Molded later, either way. Someone mentioned killing the mold guy. Yeah, Phil did. The words YouTube randomly decides to censor. I swear. I wish it would at least tell me when it censors me. Well, yeah. I mean, one time I think it was Alex who, by process of elimination, figured out that the word they were censoring him for was cheeks. And, you know, confused Tim Allen sounds intensified. Like, what? What are you censoring about cheeks? Come on. Okay, well, we were on 13? All right, 14. October 9th, 1987. Wife said kids seem worse. She begs me to take them to the doctor. She is wrong. She is always wrong. I know they will be fine. I will give them tea. They will get better. Yeah, the tea has him. I think it's because I'm using the word hanging. Okay, maybe. Sounds innocuous enough, but I'm sure they could find some way to spin that into not innocuousness. Unfortunately, none of those entries yielded any more clues. Man, I don't want to be a British guy in this universe. Honest to God! the tea is clearly the problem. YouTube censorship AI bot is so piss poor it's upsetting. Well, yeah, because it's an AI bot. It has no context. Hacksaw's not going to get through that door. We've already used the ring. We got the thing from that. We used the shovel. We've got the shears. We've used the glasses. There's so many things that I know there's left, but... Like, I thought for sure that I would be able to pry this open and get to that hanging dude, cut him down with the shears, and then, you know, go back outside and see what item he's probably carrying. But at this point, I would settle for just being able to get that shiny item out of the sink, but I don't possess anything small enough, apparently, to fish it out. Screwdriver doesn't work, even though by all rights it should. Wrench didn't take it apart, even though by all rights it should. You were not part of the plan! They were censoring the acronym FF6 back in January. What? Why? What's the problem with Final Fantasy VI? Had to unhide a bunch of comments when it let me unhide them anyway. What? That is outlandish to me! I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, but... I guess I am. It's weird. I am running out of places to hide. It's always the mannequin room now. I'm trying to imagine what could possibly be wrong with FF6. Shit. And he's dead. I still can't get my tip in no matter how I phrase it. That's interesting. Friggin' YouTube. Apparently, there is some other obscure meaning to it. It would have to be obscure. Right, he's not going to come through the windows. I'm just scratching my head trying to understand. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be very disappointed to learn what it is once I do figure it out, but... I'm gonna guess your tip has something to do with the hanging guy. If hanging is the word that keeps being censored. Crap! Alright. Have to change. Context. Back to the mannequins. The mannequins of safety. Not back downstairs, you yuts. We're gonna die here again? Probably. Ooh, close. Just trying to confirm he needs to be accessed from the above balcony. That's what I thought. But I can't, like, from here? From the attic? Because I figured we did have to access him from the second floor. To cut him down. But that's the bedroom. I don't know everything you've done and collected so far, though. Well, fair enough. I've gotten a bunch of the keys, but not all of them. Like, we still haven't done the grandfather clock one. The only key I'm carrying is the car key. We did that mechanism. We did dig up the dog. I bet he needs to be accessed from that room. And I just haven't gotten in there yet because that's a gold lock and I haven't found the gold key yet. And I have no idea where I'd even begin to look. There's the other thing that I can't... Do you have the magnifying glass yet? No. I had a feeling I was supposed to find one of those to see some information in the dollhouse, but I haven't found it yet. The other thing that's bugging the hell out of me is, for some reason, it's just like, oh, your fingers are too small, and everything I've tried to use to get this out of there is not sufficient. I figured the screwdriver would do it, but no. I'm sure it's important, whatever it is. Yeah, because I'm sure I'd need it for that, but... Oh! A toy. Oh, nothing that would be useful. Damn! Thought maybe that would have been it. I just noticed the mushrooms on the stairway here. Check the dining room. All right. Even if there was food on the table, you don't think you'd have much of an appetite to sit down and eat. Fair enough. You don't even see a way of opening it. You know what would open it? A crowbar! Oh, hey, it actually worked. What do I do with that? It's time to leave. I've got 2 gems with those lions. It's okay if he gets me. We got a new item. I'm sure once I inspect it, it'll become at least somewhat apparent what the purpose of the egg is. Pawn it for crack. Get down, get down. Ah! $20, I'll let you slap me with it. I love American Dad so much. All right. Now let's examine. What are you? An intricately crafted ornamental egg. Giving it a shake reveals a rattle inside, but the egg itself seems to be completely sealed. So we need in the egg. All right. Let's apply crowbar to egg. You use the crowbar on the egg, but nothing happens. Okay, fine. What about the shovel? Hacksaw? I think the egg is the one thing you put in the vice. Oh! Brilliant. I would never have thought about the vice, even though I did ponder it a little while ago. Nope, that's not right. Is that a Starbucks egg? It might be. It just might be, Farrell. You place the egg in the vise and tighten it. The egg bulges with pressure before exploding. A gold key falls out. Hell yes. Okay. Gold key. Gold key. I remember where the gold door is. I could have went in a shorter way, but I guess I wanted to go the long way. It's this room, right? Nope. It's not the attic. No. It's this room. There we go. Use the gold key on the gold door! Hell yeah! Oh, new bedroom. Judging by the size of this spacious room and the furniture within, this must be none other than the master bedroom. I'd be inclined to agree. Ooh. Journal entry 12. Let's have a glance. September 20th, 1987. This weekend I randomly started breaking out in hives. There are itchy bumps all over my arms and face. Put some allergy cream on my skin and it seems to have helped a little. He's almost to itchy tasty. You can't do anything with that. Why not? What is it? Expensive looking cologne is the only item that sits on this expansive dresser. There's someone under the covers. Itchy taste. That's right, Phil. Fearing the worst, you yank back the covers and are relieved to find it's only a mannequin. Yeah, that's good. Now is not the time for a nap. Weird that you're keeping a mannequin in the bed. Various books, knickknacks, and statuettes, none of which appear to be particularly useful. This quiet room is lined with bookshelves and the stale odor of old books. Seems like the ideal place to get some work done. Ah, there's the computer! Journal entry 6. Let's have a glance. August 11th, 1987. Cheryl and I got into an argument over the kids drawing on the walls in their playroom. She thinks they're just expressing their creativity. But who will have to repaint the walls? Me! And was it me that Becky came crying to because Charlie had scribbled all over something important she wrote on the wall? Aren't kids great? I think this dude is a very bitter man. What is that? You take the magnifying glass. Ah! You take the tea tree oil. That doesn't look like something I should be carrying. In fact, according to the journals, the tea is the last thing that I want. You turn on the computer to a series of beeps. Black screen is only there requesting the login password. Wait. Wasn't the login on one of the logs? Get them better. Baxter. Nope. Not that I can see. All right. All right. You were right about the dollhouse. I figured I'd be right about something eventually. You move the chair and the door is unblocked. What did I just open? Oh, yay! Oh, shit. That's the opposite of yay. To the mannequin room! I also believe the master bedroom gives you balcony access. Oh! That would make sense. But once we got to deal with this guy first. Very close. Very close. Okay, first things first. Dollhouse. Holding up the magnifying glass, you're able to read the tiny print on the dollhouse. Lancelot, you make a note. With the 0. That's a login password is what that is. Oh, good. I don't have to memorize it per se. Okay, next. Master bedroom. Let's have a look at that balcony. A chill runs down your spine as cool night breeze sweeps over you on the balcony. Over the metal railing, you see a garden below. Ooh, another journal. It was always screaming. Noise, noise, noise. Keep it in the room with door. Lock to stop me. From here it. Now it will not feel well to. I make tea for it. It must drink. Drink tea. Itchy tasty. What are you? You take the cigar butt. Why would I want that? Pretty sure we can cut this guy down, though. Too thick? Hacksaw, perhaps? There you go. Now, down we go. Hey, okay, okay. You can't rip the cloth open with your bare hands and the rope is tied too tightly. Morbidly, you wonder what's inside. Well, it's time for the knife. Obviously. You slice through the cloth, ripping the bundle open. Inside there is a corpse clasping tightly onto something. Gleaming yellow stone. Oh, yeah. Now we can feed that to the lion. Tea is tea. Drink tea. It also seems to be the problem here. Okay, now you go in you. And there's one more gem. I prefer a white wine spritzer. That's a good way to start the day, too. Or at the very least, go with lunch. Speaking of, damn, I'm getting hungry. Yeah, I see what time it is. No wonder. I need to get to the master bedroom to put that log in. Dan, have you heard the news about the Dark Ages DLC weapons? No, actually, I hadn't seen the latest stream. I was actually watching like the start of it before, this morning, but I didn't actually get to anything where Hugo was describing the weapons. He had mentioned, from what I saw, that the tools will give you interesting traversal options, but he wasn't any more specific than that based on what I saw. So I gotta catch up on that stream and educate myself. You type Lancelot into the computer and the words "login successful" appear. Ha! It's like an old Mac. You managed to access the computer with the password. You're familiar with its interface because a computer class you once took. You click here, but the system is unresponsive. You click on trash, revealing the file that was inside it. Fungicide. The guy who found info on the game files about a weird axe looking like a Halo hammer. Interesting. Interesting. Carnivorous says, "Oh no, did you hear the band O'Killy Dokilly is going on indefinite hiatus? Our beloved Flanders-themed metal band." I did not know they were going on hiatus, as a matter of fact. They also removed the ball weapon. The removed ball weapon might appear as well. What removed ball weapon? Interesting. Phil says, "I need to get back into UFO 50. Sure, you've surpassed me in golden cherry cartridges by now." It's possible. It's very possible. We can check once we're done here. Peroxide, tea tree oil, tobacco leaf, pour over any fungus to kill it. You make a note of this. Okay, so I've got the tea tree oil. Now I need peroxide and tobacco leaf. And that must be what I mix to... Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, wait. Then that means all I need is the peroxide, because I'm willing to bet the tobacco leaf can be obtained from the cigar butt. Fresh enough to emit a sweet fragrance. That's right. Okay, so we need peroxide, I guess. And who knows where that would be kept. You find a worn journal with most of the pages torn out. A loose page falls out and you take it. October 3rd, 1987. They did not make it. Should be a master bathroom. Okay. Well, that's that. That's a study. Cabinets. Balcony. Well, it's not accessed from this room. The only other bathroom I'm aware of is this one, with the mysterious thing in the sink. Toilet flushes loudly. You're not supposed to be in here. No, it's not a good time to read. Oh, no. No. Get the thing. Get to the mannequins. Hide with the mannequins. But yes, you do need to get back into UFO 50, Phil. And I clearly need to keep rolling on that progress instead of just keep playing Overbold because it's my favorite game in here. Shit! 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 Somehow you must have given yourself away. Well, you know what? That's fine. I am famished, so it is time for a break. All right, we are saved, we are ready, we're good. But hey, I mean, we did manage to beat this game. We're just going back for a cleanup at this point, so that's still pretty awesome. All right, everybody, as I just said, excuse me, break time for me, because I got to get some food into my face, recharge, and we can get back to the spooky treats. After the break, we have a fan game locked and loaded that I'm very much looking forward to playing for the first time. It should be a lot of fun. What might that game be? You might just have to stay tuned to figure that out. Or you might be able to deduce it from the clue left in the stream name. We'll just have to see. But I will be right back, because the sooner I get fed, the sooner we can get back to it. All right, everybody. You're not too far off from the proper ending, I think. Probably not. Couple more puzzles at most. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. But I gotta take me a break, and we will be right back, everybody. Or at least I'll be back soon. And then we'll be doing more Halloween spookiness. Stay tuned, everybody.